Hi everyone, Nigel here with the Drive Wire, and I have the latest version of Subaru's Outback, which is a wagon and surprisingly extremely popular amongst Americans who typically don't like wagons. They all buy crossovers. But this one has been selling like hotcakes for years, and this is the brand new one. Subaru has made it look almost the same as the outgoing Outback, for not to upset their core client base. So it looks very familiar. This one is the Onyx edition. It comes in around $37,000. That includes destination charge. It has these black wheels. It has some black accents. Obviously, we got this car quite dirty. We found some large pools of water and we got it quite dirty, so it's tricky to see. So from the back, a few things have changed. There's this treatment right here, bit of a rear spoiler with this plastic treatment right here over the side there. This is all plastic right here, good protection for when you are off-road. And these rear light clusters are a little bit more angular, and obviously in the Onyx edition this is all black. I'll remove some of the mud so you can see. And the best news is this is the XT edition, so it doesn't have to suffer with the somewhat wheezy and slow base engine. In fact, let's go take a look at that engine right now. This hood doesn't have gas struts, which I was a little bit surprised by, since I have a 2011 Subaru and it has gas struts. So I think this thing is probably saving them money, probably saving them a little bit of weight, but I'd prefer gas struts on a car like this. Anyway, under here, beneath this huge intercooler here, is obviously a turbocharged engine, 2.0 turbocharged 4, has 260 horsepower, 270 foot-pounds of torque, and it's driven through, and it's not my favorite, it's a CVT transmission, but it is actually one of the better ones that I've driven. It mimics an 8-speed transmission actually quite well. And this car gets a pretty good move on, whether it's off-road or on-road. It handles pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with this car so far. So as you'd imagine, the Subaru Outback has quite a lot of space. What I really like about it is it has this luggage cover, which often gets in the way if you're throwing dogs and stuff in here. So simply by opening up this back section here, Subaru, and they've been doing this for years, has this little area here where you can just slide that in there, close it back down, and not have to worry about it. I really like that because it really does get in the way unless you're carrying luggage that you want to hide from people. In the back, there's approximately 37 cubic feet of space. If you push the seats down, it's closer to 60. It seems that there isn't as much height here as there was previously. Could be an optical illusion. And then if you want to put the rear seats down, simply pull on this handle and they fold immediately flat. Same thing on this side. Done. Huge load space. Of course, they're manual, so no motors to go wrong here. This one has the powered tailgate, of course. So moving around the car, as I said, 8.7 inches of ground clearance. It does overhang a little bit at the front. This one comes with X mode. I'll show you that in a second. This one comes standard with these Yokohamas. They're road tires. Doesn't stop it being pretty good off-road. Really cool looking wheels too. I would get a size up if I was going to get this car, just to give me a little bit more on the road. Alright, so backseat passengers get a pretty decent amount of room. This chair is actually quite a long way back, but the seats are comfortable, plenty of headroom. Got my own vents and heated seats in this Onyx version, which has fully vegan seats. No leather here, no cow in sight. And this is really good if you have dogs or young kids, or they prone to vomiting or making a mess in general. It's got a nice wipe clean surface. And what you can do with this one is recline it and get a nicer seat. It's actually got a decent bit of lumbar support, which is sort of nice. And then you also get a couple of standard USB ports in the back. And this black finish right here, piano black, not my favorite, it scratches up. You'll see that in the front, it's already been scratched on this particular car. But it looks nice, but it's not as practical as you might think. Biggest single change inside in the front is a brand new dash. These materials are pretty solid. They feel soft touch materials. The design is nice, and then this huge touchscreen, sort of Tesla style. The only problem is it doesn't always respond as fast as you want to touch. For me, it's not the best. There's an odd placement of certain functions. So you get, your stop start's a button there. You can go to the home screen here. You've got a physical volume knob here, a physical tuning knob here, and your HVAC controls are up and down on the left and right. I can't find sync to save my life. I keep having to click on both of them. And then if you want to change, say, the direction of the air or increase fan speed, you click here. And it's a little slow. It's not as fast as I would like. And then you can change it. And then before you have a chance to change it, it disappears again. So you've got to click on it again. It's good, but it's my biggest pet peeve about this car. It isn't great. I wish the AC had physical controls here, and this was just the screen. You could connect your iPhone. It's got Apple Play, it's got Android Auto. Connect either of those and off you go. I like this nice touch here though, where the glove box is. It's a little sort of rubberized shelf. Gear shifter's got this piano black on it, which again, not my favorite. Here's your electronic parking brake. And then this cubby down here, which I thought was wireless charging, isn't. But you do get a couple of USBs in here. So the head of the driver is a lot nicer. I like the display a lot. It's sort of a classic display. These seats are good. They're a little harder than the old one, the one that I'm used to, but they've got good side support, good support below here. The only downside to this vegan stuff is it gets hot. And this one has heated seats, but it doesn't come with cooled seats. It's the only problem with this vegan stuff. It just doesn't breathe. And today is a 78 to 80 degree day, but when we get into the summer with this, I think this car could get quite hot. Now you can choose leather if you get the limited trim. Not sure if that one comes with cooled seats or not, but it would be definitely something to consider if you live in a pretty hot climate. So it's pretty composed on rough roads. The suspension does a really good job of controlling the vehicle. It's got some real washboard type surface as well. But it's a good place to sort of like give this a little bit of speed. It grips really well. I accelerated up there, past that one car there, and hooks up. It's pretty flat. It's not rocky. I'm not saying this car won't do well on rocks, but anyway, we had some fun earlier where we found some quite nice large puddles to go through, which is why the car's completely filthy. You can take a look at that footage right now. Alright, so now you know why the car is covered in mud, including the engine bay. Anyway, so back to this. We are in the dry here on this road, and it does go pretty well. It smooths everything out much better than, say, a Jeep Wrangler would. A Jeep Wrangler would be bouncing your internal organs around and rearranging them right now on this stuff, and this is really, really smooth. Obviously, this thing is not going to do rock crawling, not with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, but you can take it to most places, and most of these truck trails, pretty doable. Steering is also much improved. It's a little bit more direct. It's quite light at lower speeds. Maybe it does weight up a little bit. Brakes are solid. Traction control kicking in there. So wheels were slipping a little bit there, or trying to slip. The traction control kicked in. which is why we didn't get as much of a launch as previously. You can definitely feel the tail of it wants to it feels like the weight transfers to the back of the car a little bit around these turns. It isn't understeering as much as I thought it would. My 2011 Subaru Outback definitely understeers more than this. I've obviously made some significant improvements, obviously. It's 10 years old now. 10 years old and still going strong with 150,000 miles on it. So bear that in mind if you want a car that lasts a long time. This is probably the one that you want. At least this thing's, it's quirky to look at. It's a little quirky inside. This is quirky, but it's fun. Definitely fun. Whoa, it'll jump there. This is quite a tight bend, so you gotta... So now I'm stuck behind the world's slowest driver. He's driving an Avalon, so that explains a lot. I'm just gonna go past him because he's really slow. So I left him in a cloud of dust there. He's probably not too happy because I've done that twice now. Oh well. Anyway, this has been a good test drive. This is an impressive car. It's definitely impressed me. A couple of things to fix with this touchscreen, but on the whole, this is a good car. I would definitely recommend going out there and giving this one a test drive. Definitely before you decide to buy a yawningly boring crossover, unless it happens to be a Alfa Romeo Stelvio Q, then you should buy that. But for $37,000, this is a solid car. It gets my vote, and I really enjoy driving it around for the week. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and come back again for more videos. Thank you. Bye.